resettlement, but let's just clarify who a refugee actually is, or really refugees as a population. They are not immigrants, first off. United Nations High Commissioner for Refugee Resettlement estimates that approximately 800,000 of the world's 12 million refugees are in need of resettlement, as no other fixed solution exists for them. Unfortunately, the UNHCR has only commitments from resettlement countries to receive 80,000 of these. So who exactly are refugees? As you can see, under international and U.S. law, refugees are a population outside their own country with a well-founded fear of persecution in that country based on these traits. Most of all, war, genocide, other forms of violence. So what happens when they leave? Refugees leave behind families, homes, possessions, everything familiar. They cross over borders or placed into camps where they wait for umpteen years for a country to even serve them. And based on my personal experience with refugees, I've learned that they have to wait. They have nothing but to wait. And how refugees originate. Individuals apply to become a refugee when they are in need of physical or legal protection, survivors of torture, violence, in need of medical care, women, children, adolescents, girls at risk, family unification, basically down to their last resort. Slowly. Okay. Most of us know America as the melting pot, yet we are, kind of hesitant on immigration laws and policies. Well, we love the diversity, okay, the food. Yet we complain about when they take over our job market. The problem is refugees have been clumped with immigrants, receiving these same reactions. So let's look at some figures, put things in perspective. And as of April 2012, 3 countries, the US, Canada, and Australia, resettled 90% of the refugees. Europe only resettles 8. Japan is the only resettlement country in Asia. So, how do refugees get to the United States? If you're a refugee scenario, you would flee your country of origin, unless you want to pull Saddam Hussein and dig yourself a spider hole to crawl into. You would then register with the UNHCR. Basically, this is to make sure you're legitimate. The international law is the dictator of the refugee world. Your conditions must be met under their guidelines. The UNHCR would then refer you to a U.S. embassy with a refugee processing post. You would then begin the U.S. State Department case file preparation. Now, these case files are usually called overseas processing entities. They are done through the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration, or PRM, and the Department of Homeland Security basically approves refugees for admission into the U.S. Then an officer from the Department of Homeland Security conducts a detailed in-person interview to make sure that you qualify under U.S. law to enter the United States. Your information would then be submitted to a refugee processing post up in Virginia while you wait on approval. Well, when you're finally approved, you're assigned to one of 9 national voluntary agencies within the United States, each having their own local affiliates. And meanwhile, while all this is going on, you're going to receive some type of medical examination, cultural orientation into the U.S. So, you're approved. Great, fantastic. Now, you arrive at the airport, and there's the Refugee Resettlement Agency, the local affiliate, to be there to greet you. Then they take you to the prepared housing, which is funded by the state from 30 to 90 days. Woo! Welcome to Memphis, refugees. We are here to help you. Refugee Resettlement Agencies provide everything from employment, Social Security, etc. So every minute, 8 people leave behind everything to escape war, terror, persecution. Would you? Just take a second to think about that. Now, of these national voluntary agencies that I mentioned, there are 2 in Memphis. There's World Relief and there's Catholic Charities, and what I'm currently working for. Catholic Charities is the local affiliate of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. USCCB resettles 1/3 of the total refugee population in America. You should have pride that you're at a Catholic institution after that statistic. So, integration can represent the best of both worlds. Integration is great for not only the state, but the refugee as well. Refugees can have a positive attitude to our society. They have this initial belief, they have this hope, they have this inspiration. Stuff that we need to embody as Americans ourselves. So, why are we uneducated about them? Because they contribute so much. Refugees are the huddled masses. They are the tired, the poor, the yearning to be free that the Statue of Liberty, the emblem of our nation, embodies. And I'm going to refer back to UNHCR because I couldn't have said it better myself. One refugee without hope is too many.